Hey, what is up again everyone? This is Ron and I'm back again with a new video here on my channel, Rock and Ron. So for today we're going to take a look back on this WLTOYS 124019. Alright, awesome. So the thing is, this RC car right here is what got my channel started since way back 2021. So this video is going to be like an after 4 years review of owning this car, and we're going to see if it still works. Alright, so yeah, without further ado, let's take a closer look on the car itself. So as you can see, it still looks awesome. Alright, so once again, I did some major upgrades on this RC car, like metal upgrades, metal wheels, custom bumper, custom lighting, and some custom wing at the back. Alright, so as you can see, it still looks awesome. And the thing about this RC car was that it's been sitting idle for a year now. So since January of 2024, I stopped using this car, and it's been sitting on the display cabinet for a year now, and we're going to see if it still works. Alright, so as you can see right here, these batteries are already fully charged for the controller and for the car itself. Alright, and also before I left this car on idle on display for a long time, I make sure that this LiPo battery is fully discharged or fully drained, because one thing about LiPo batteries was that they can become a fire hazard, especially if they're not stored properly. So what I did once again was that I make sure this is fully discharged, and this is where I store them. Alright, so this is like a Swiss Miss metal can. So if you do have similar cans, you can store them inside. So this can right here has a pretty secure lid, and what I did was I punched some holes on the lid for some ventilation, so that now when I store my batteries, there will be no heat building up inside the container. And just in case if they spontaneously combust, there will be an outlet for the fire or the smoke that will come out, and that can prevent fires from happening. Right, and also I store this near a concrete wall and a concrete pavement, away from any flammable materials for some safety. So there's that. So the thing is, how most RC enthusiasts and hobbyists prefer to store their LiPo batteries inside an ammo can, but that can be quite expensive. So if you're on a budget, you can use a similar size can like this, a Swiss Miss can or any metallic biscuit can, and make sure that they're fully ventilated and you can store them on a can. Right, so there's that. And once again, also make sure that this battery is fully disconnected from your RC car if you're going to leave your RC car for a long time idle. Alright, so that's one safety that I can give you guys. And one known fact about the LiPo batteries was that if it's bloated, then it is a candidate for disposal. So one issue that I had with this battery was that it is a little bit bloated, as you can see right here. I can tell because since day one of owning this is not bloated, but as I press on it, it has a little bit of air building up, but it's just a little bit, just a tiny bit. And the thing is, I think this still works. This is already fully charged, and we're going to see if it still works. Alright, so yeah, so for the AA batteries, what I'm using is this Energizer rechargeable batteries. So this is like 2800 mAh. So this is okay since day one. This is what I've been using. So one tip that I can give you for the maintenance of the controller and the batteries was that I do have a can of kerosene right here. Alright, I do have a can of kerosene, and I do have a Q-tip. So what I did was that I dipped this Q-tip in the kerosene, and once I did that, I put a little dab of kerosene on the terminals of the battery itself to prevent it from corroding, as well as prevent the corrosion from the terminals inside the controller. So as you can see, the terminals in my controller are still shiny, like brand new, no corrosions or rust. And once again, what I did as a maintenance was that I used a Q-tip with the kerosene, and I dab a little bit of kerosene in that to prevent the corrosion from happening. Because corrosion on these terminals can be a bad thing, because that can inhibit the electrical connection between the battery and the controller, therefore making your controller to not work in the long run. So yeah, as you can see, speaking of corrosion, the attachment that I put on this controller is already rusted. So this is more like a DIY thing for me to be able to hang my controller on the wall on a hook. And other thing that I did on this controller was this like this gear like round part right here for some better grip. And other than that, that's all good. So yep, without further ado, let's go ahead and point out the major issues of this RC car right here. Alright, so for the other major issues with this RC car, it is the screws. Alright, so the thing is WLTOYS is using some low grade quality metal screws that is prone to corrosion and rust. So as you can see, closer look on the screw heads, it is a little bit rusted. And that can be a very bad thing, because once this screws right here got fully corroded, then you will have a hard time getting a grip if you're going to remove these screws right here. Alright, especially on this part right here. So this is where the motor mount sits, and if you're planning to upgrade your motor, you need to remove these screws first. And these two pieces of screw right here is pretty locked in with a Loctite glue, so you need to hit them first with a blowtorch or maybe a lighter for you to be able to loosen them up. And once again, once this is fully corroded, then you will have a hard time removing them on their places. So yeah, so one sure way to fix the issue was that you need to simply replace all the screws with some stainless steel ones. You can order them online. Just make sure that you do have a sample with the correct size, diameter, and length, and you're good to go. So for me myself, for me to be able to prevent the corrosion from further happening, what I use is this 4-in-1 oil. So I think this is similar to Singer oil. It doesn't have a particular brand, but it lubricates, cleans, protects, and polishes. Alright, so it's a multi-purpose glue. And when it comes to lubrication, I do have a handy tool for application. So what I use is this syringes. Alright, so I do have one filled with oil and one filled with grease. Alright, so this can be handy for me to be able to apply the oil with controlled flow, especially on those hard to reach areas. So for me to be able to apply the oil on the screws, this is what I use. Just a little bit of drop of oil from time to time, and you're good to go. And that can prevent the screws from further corroding or rusting. Alright, just like that. And with this syringe, I can easily reach the CVDs and the axles for easy lubrication, just like that. And it is lubricated. And also I can reach the C-hubs as well. And also this can almost reach the inside of the gearbox for me to be able to lubricate the differentials and the drive shaft. Alright, so pretty handy tool. So if you do own RC cars, syringes can be a handy tool for you to put some lubrication on those hard to reach areas right here. Alright, so there's that. And my other syringe has this grease right here. So by the way, when it comes to grease, I'm using some vintage automotive grease. So this is what I'm using, the Caltex Marfac multipurpose 3. Alright, so this is what I'm using inside my differentials and the gearbox. So I still have plenty of these. Alright, so this is how it looks like, and you're good to go. Alright, so once again, syringes can be quite handy when it comes to applying grease and oil on your RC car. Alright, so I highly recommend it. Alright, so for the other issues of this RC car, it is the tires. Alright, so the thing is, if you've been watching my channel, I was able to blog about this rubber tires for me to be able to prevent the tire ballooning and for me to be able to securely fit this on the metal rim. So what I did was I installed some flex tape inside the rubber tires, and it lasted for almost a year as a short-term fix. But in the long run, after a year, the glue inside the flex tape got dried up, as you can see right here, and I can easily remove the flex tape from the tires. So the thing is, once again, this is a good for a short-term fix, but in the long run, I don't recommend it. So the thing is, I think it's better for you to use some high-quality duct tapes out there, and I think it's better for you to use some Gorilla tapes, and that will prevent your rubber tires from ballooning. And there's that. Alright, so that's why I bought a new set of tires right here. So by the way, these tires is from an MN128 model. So as you can see on the side of the sidewalls of the tires, it says MN model. That's the brand. And I'm not quite sure what is the exact size of this, but it says on the tires it is 30 by 82, which means that the thickness of the tires is like 30 millimeters, and the outer diameter is 82 millimeters. And the inner diameter for the rims is 1.9 inch, which makes it fit for any 1.9 inch size rims, just like what I have right here. So if you do own this metal rim, I highly recommend this. This is a perfect fit, and it's pretty tight. You don't actually have to glue this in place, and you don't have to install some flex tape inside this tires right here to prevent it from ballooning. I already tried it. Alright, so it has a good grip on it, and it looks awesome with the threads. Right, and also one of the reasons why that I do have this rubber tires right here was that I do have this new RC car, which is the MN128. It's right here. So this is a rock crawler, and I haven't reviewed this car yet on my channel, so hopefully this year I'll do a vlog about it. So this is a best budget friendly RC crawler. Alright, awesome. So yeah, so for some other issues, alright, so for the other issues with this RC car, it is the body shell. So what you're seeing right now is a replacement brand new shell that I just recently bought, because the original body shell that came with the car, as you can see right here, it has some major discolorations. And this is because of my faulty display cabinet, because at times it is exposed to direct sunlight, and that's what's caused this yellowing right here. So I didn't notice it right away because on the other side it is not discolored, but on the other side where it is exposed to sunlight, it has turned yellow and it doesn't look good, as you can see right here. So yeah, but technically this body shell is still intact. It doesn't have any cracks on it. So the thing is, I haven't even crashed on this RC car yet, like flipping over, so that's why this body shell is still intact. So what I'm planning to do on this old body shell was that I'm going to simply spray paint this with some custom color like flat matte black or red. That will look awesome. So as you can see right here on this body shell, I did some reinforcements to make this sit symmetrically on the chassis, and I was able to install this attachment right here for me to be able to install my action camera for some FPV action, first person views. And I haven't even done that yet on my channel, so hopefully this year I'm going to do it. That will be awesome. So yeah, and also actually I'm planning to install some stickers on this body shell right here. So I do have a sticker sheet right here, and that will be awesome. So I'm envisioning this sticker to look good on this WLTOYS, especially this JDM Power. This will look good on the side of the body shell, and some other various stickers right here. That will be awesome. So once again, I'm planning to spray paint this. Actually, more likely I'm going to spray paint this in red color, because I do have a 1:10 scale wing, which is bigger than the current wing that I'm using, and this will look good if the body shell is color red, just like that. Alright, and I do have a couple of more wings, spare wings for this RC car right here. So these are cheap. Alright, so it's like $1.50 each online, and this is quite flexible, as you can see right here. Durable and flexible, just like that. So just in case if you crash, this will not break easily, just like that. Alright, so yeah, so the thing is, this discoloration could have been prevented if I did use my Mr. Hobby UV Cut super clear gloss paint top coat, but I didn't expect this to turn yellow if it's exposed to direct sunlight, so that's why I didn't use this yet. But hopefully I'm going to use this on this new body shell. But first I'm going to install some stickers first, and that will be awesome. Alright, so once again I'm back, and the ultimate question is, will this car still work after 4 years of owning it and after a year of this car being idle on the shelf, not working? Alright, so once again, this is a semi-shelf queen. I only run this for 2 to 3 times a week last year of 2023, and then on 2024 I left it on the display cabinet, not working. So basically what I just did on this RC car was that I cleaned it a little bit because it had a lot of dust from display case, and also I put a little bit of lubrication on the CVDs and the axles and the bearings or whatnot, and that's about it. And once again, these batteries are already fully charged. The battery for the car is already installed, and we're going to install this rechargeable AA batteries in the controller. Alright, so yeah, once again, this car is well taken care of. I don't do some crazy stunts like huge jumps or whatnot. I just use it like a daily driver, like normal cruises or whatnot, and that's about it. And some occasional speed runs. Alright, so let's go ahead and install the batteries right now and see if it still works. Alright, so another tip that I can give you was that when you're planning to run your RC car, make sure that the batteries on both the controller and the car is both fully charged for you to avoid sudden disconnection. Because you don't want a sudden disconnection, especially when you're doing some speed runs. Like for example, if your car is running at high speeds and then suddenly your controller is low on power, then you will lose control and it will leave your car running straight to the wall, or it will crash, and you don't want that to happen. But one good thing about this RC car was that it does have a fail safe, and I was able to test that while I'm testing my middle upgrade set. So actually the batteries in the car is actually low on power, and while it's running it at high speeds, it suddenly stopped, and that's the fail safe that kicked in. So basically what the fail safe do is when it's low on power, it will make the motor stop. But the thing is, you'll never know when will the fail safe fails too, so better be prepared. And also, I highly suggest that you use rechargeable batteries in your controller instead of using disposable ones, because with the disposable batteries, you'll never know exactly when the power will run low or run out. So once again, you don't want any sudden disconnection. And with these rechargeable ones, you can always guarantee a full charge every time you're running your RC car. So charge your batteries before you run your RC. Alright, so without further ado, once again, the batteries are already installed, so I'm going to turn on the ESC receiver combo. Just one moment. Move the body shell right here. Alright, so just one flip of switch, just like that. And now we're going to test it. Alright, so I'm going to turn the controller on right there. Alright, so now it is paired, and now the moment of truth. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, it still works. It's still alive. Alright, so everything is all good, everything still works, it's still alive. So as you can see, once again, forward, reverse, and also the servo is pretty responsive. As you can see right there, highly proportional. So it is highly sensitive to turns. Still works. Alright, so it's all good. So once again, thank you so much for watching. So once again, this car is well taken care of. It is well maintained with the metal upgrades. It is well built. So once again, this is a semi-shelf. We only use this as a daily driver. No crazy stunts with it. Just a normal cruise and whatnot, and some occasional speed runs. So yeah, as you can see, nothing broken on this RC car right here. So after years of owning this, I haven't even once crashed this car. So the thing is, I don't mean to brag, it's just that I'm really careful with this RC car. So once again, just like what I said, if you take care of things, they will last. So there's that. Alright, so that's about it. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe and the like button. I will highly appreciate it. So right now our channel has 700 plus subscribers, so thank you so much for those new subscribers, especially to those who stayed. Thanks so much for supporting. So yeah, once again, this is Ron. Rock on, stay awesome, and have a good one.